Maheshwari. Welcome to the call. Sip Sudeep, Sip Samatma, Sip Rumataji, Sip Bliko, Sip Paratyama, Sip Raju, Sip Chotwani, Sip Vinita, Sip Yogini, Sip Swati, Sip Girish, and many people who think that the call is not happening today or it's not starting. With that note, let us start. You see, the rule of life is nobody will wait for us. And if we have to achieve the purpose of life, we have to have our own passion, our own obsession towards the divine, towards revelation, towards enlightenment. The purpose of life is not to be attained by everybody. If you think that the purpose of life is like eating bhel puri, that you can go to the Bombay beach and you can eat bhel puri, no, it's not like that. The purpose of life can be attained only by people who are sincere. People who are not sincere will lose it. Whatever be the situation, we must be very persistent, because otherwise it's one more life and one more life and one more life and one more life. People say there are 84 lakh lives before you come back as a human being, which that is not true. Even if it's 84,000 lives, can you imagine how many lives it is to come back? Even if it is 8,000 lives, even if it is 800 lives, even if it is 84 lives, even if it is 8 lives, can you come back 8 more lives? Forget about 84 lakh lives, my dear friends. When are we going to wake up to discover the true purpose of life? What is life? Are we meant to live just to die? Is this what life is about? If you look around you, don't you realize that there are people in this world who are just existing? People in this world, they have no purpose. Why are they alive? They don't know. People just come into this planet. Then before you realize it, you're in school, and then you're in college, and then you're out. You finish your learning, and then you start your earning, and then what happens? Before you even realize it, your life has escaped you. You know, the problem is, because we don't realize life is a treasure, we get caught in pleasure. We don't realize it. We don't realize that we're not just meant to learn and earn and return. We don't realize that there is a purpose of life. What is the purpose? The purpose of life is to discover the purpose of life, not just to exist. Oh no, I am running after, I have so many responsibilities, my business, my family, I have, you know how many responsibilities I have, and I'm not interested in knowing how many responsibilities you have. I want to know whether you because if you don't understand this, then you will suffer. It is very, very important for us, my dear friends. It is very important for us to understand what is the purpose. The purpose of life is not just happiness. What do many of us think? Many of us think the purpose of life, we have to be happy now. Of course we have to be happy. But the purpose is not pleasure. Don't think that happiness is pleasure. This is the biggest mistake we make. We think happiness is just that momentary pleasure. No. And you know how many other times I repeat this session? I should be doing this session actually every few months for those who are new to the call. And those of you who are old to the call, it's a good refresher. I spent 48 years of my life without a purpose. 48 years. Can you believe? And there are people who are living 48 janmas and they don't understand why they came to earth. Ye jeevan kya hai? Ye jeevan kya hai? When are we going to answer this question? I wrote a song. It said, जीवन क्या सच का एहसास होना, सबको मरना, फिर क्यों है डरना, लीला है ये, कर्म है करना, मंजूर करना, स्वीकार करना, कबूल करना, कबूल करना। ये जीवन क्या है? We have to understand this. हाँ? क्यों हम सब आए धरती पे, मतलब इसका जानना है, संसार में ना है डूबना, मकसद है मुक्ति पाना, मन के ख्यालों में जो है फंसता, बार बार जन्म लेता, पुनर्जन्म वो है लेता, मोक्ष वो ना है पाता। My dear friends, if you don't attain moksha, enlightenment, nirvana, then your life is a waste. And many of you know it. Some of you realize it. Some of you are struggling to get there. But whatever be the state you are, remember this, at least you are there. At least you're not in the opposite direction. You're on this call. And people in this call, however difficult it is, I tell you all, this call is a satsang. This call is a refresher of our purpose, of to realize, to remind ourselves that we are none other than the divine. We are manifestations of the supreme. Huh? For 25 years, I thought my business was to make money. Today, I don't know what I'm doing with the money. I don't know. I mean, there are many people like that who have made money and they don't know what to do with the money. And then somebody will come around and tell you, like, hey, they're smiling, give it to me. There are people like that who ask, I don't know. So how do you use your money in the right way? You earn, but what you earn, others will burn. Is that what life is about? Some people think life is about, I saw a video and the video is very beautiful. He said the most important thing in this world, the most important thing in the world is not making money. And I was just listening to the author, the speaker, with a lot of interest. And he said, the most important thing in the world is the relationships, because relationships is everything. I said, good. Relationships are very important. But how long will relationships last? Will relationships last forever? What if the relationship is over tomorrow? Relationships break, relationships finish, relationships end with death. What happens after that? I know a person whose spouse passed away 20 years back. That person is living for the last 20 years alone. Now that person is spiritual. But for 20 years, that person did not have any contentment and fulfillment. There was no peace of mind. My dear friends, of course, relationships are important, but the divine relationship is the most important. Having that divine relationship is the best relationship in life. Do we have that bond with the divine? Are we able to connect with SIP? This is going beyond pleasure, beyond achievement, beyond success, beyond fulfillment. Life to the world, to 99% of the world, life is either achievement, 80%, another 20% contentment. Enlightenment, people don't even know the spelling. You tell people how to spell enlightenment, they will struggle. I went for a meeting that day and he kept on saying, AiR is the author for enlightenment. AiR is the author for enlightenment, enlightenment. They don't even know the meaning of enlightenment. Yeah, because it's not a common word. I don't blame them. I'm not making fun of them. I'm saying people don't understand the meaning. What is the purpose of life? People don't even know that life has a purpose. And how do you find the purpose of life? So I tell people, somebody asked me the question, somebody who's a multimillionaire, very, very, very rich chairman of a company. He asked me the question, hey, what is the purpose of life? He asked me, what is the purpose of life? You know what I told him? I told him the purpose of life is to find the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to first find the purpose of life. Go to search, what is the purpose? Don't just exist, don't survive. You're not like a table and chair that one day will be moved away. What is your purpose of life? You need to find out. We human beings, we live, we die. We don't know why. We don't know why. We don't know who am I. Our life is a waste. A life is a complete waste. You know why? The reason is because of ignorance. The reason is because of ignorance. We are enveloped. We are enveloped in a blanket of ignorance. And therefore, because there's darkness, we can't realize the truth. Realizing the truth, switching on the light, is called enlightenment. Enlightenment. Admin, be careful of people joining, admin. So it's very, very important that we understand the meaning of enlightenment. Because if we don't, then we will remain in darkness. Switching on the light. Apo Dipo Bhava. I spend hours trying to contemplate on the truth about life. And I fold my hands and I tell Prabhu, how can I help people? How can I help people to attain that state of realization, that state of enlightenment? And I know that I can only try, but to be enlightened, everybody has to make an effort. Can I give you 1 kilo of enlightenment? Can I say, okay, I'm giving you, I have 10 kilos of enlightenment, I'll give you 1 kilo. Can I give you? I can give you chapati, I can give you rice, I can give you a book, but I can't give you enlightenment. So you have to work towards getting enlightened. Huh? So I can tell you, जीवन क्या है कोई न जाने, सब समझते हम ये जाने, सच का एहसास जो है करते वही जाने, जीवन क्या है, अनुभूति अपरोक्ष है, कृपा से ही ये होता है, अविद्या में जो जीते हैं वो जीते हैं और मर जाते, सच का एहसास जो है करते वही जाने, जीवन क्या है, जीवन क्या है. Do we realize what is the purpose of life? जीवन क्या है? हाँ? सबको एक दिन जाना, मरने के बाद कहाँ जाते, तन तो ये राख हो जाएगा, जीवित जो था वो कहाँ है, अपरोक्ष अनुभूति जो करता, एहसास वो ये करता है, वो ये तन्ना वो ये मनना, सच में तो वो आत्मा है. वैज्ञानिक ना ये बात समझ सकते हैं, अनुभूति इसकी होनी है, कृपा से ये होता है. My dear friends, you need the grace. You need the grace. Are you seeking the grace of the divine? Huh? Are you seeking the grace or are you running the race? Many people are running the race, just running like mad people. How can you live with grace? Some of you have been in this call where we talked about the purpose of life is Pirlu, purification, illumination, realization, liberation, unification. You tell somebody Pirlu, they'll say, what is this Pirlu? What funny word you're talking about, Pirlu? How many people understand the meaning of purification? Oh, we know the meaning of purification of water. You give somebody gutter water to drink, they will not drink. Oh, that's it, it's dirty water. But what about dirty thoughts? What about dirty thoughts? How do you control dirty thoughts? You understand there is no bulb in your house, you go and buy a bulb. But what about the darkness inside? How do you create the illumination? How will there be realization? What is realization, my dear friends? What is realization of the truth? What is liberation and unification? Very few people understand. When you tell people, who am I? They say, I am I. I am I. You know? What do you mean, who am I? I am I. You don't know who I am I? Then they will tell you, my name is Peter Rodrigues. I know you're Peter Rodrigues, but who are you? No, I am American. So who are you? No, they don't understand. How many people understand we are not this body? Very few. How many people can comprehend we are not the mind? Where is the mind? You cannot find. How many people can even understand we are the divine soul? How many people? We don't realize. We are sitting on gum. We are sitting on gum. How can we fly in the sky? You can't fly in the sky if you are stuck with gum. You've got to be free. You need mukti. You need that ability. You have wings. Every human being is given wings. But how many people understand the meaning of उड़ जा रे पंछी पिंजरे से उड़ जा, ये तन है पिंजरा और तू है आत्मा, जीवन का मकसद मुक्ति पाना है, प्रभु को है पाना. उड़ जा रे पंछी पिंजरे से उड़ जा. We don't realize this. You know what? Who was telling the other day in the call? I think Atmatray, who was telling? When death happens, for 1 or 2 days, we are shaken. Oh, koi mar gaya. And after 1 or 2 days, life carries on. Life goes on. Of course, life will go on. But when will we realize the truth? We don't want to return again and again. We don't want to be reborn. Because when we come to this earth, we experience pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. Anybody who takes birth suffers. And the purpose of life is to be free from suffering. Oh, this everybody understands. Everybody comes and tells me, I have problems. I say, yeah, your problem. Let's solve your problem. Oh, you can solve a problem? Of course, every problem can be solved. Everybody wants a solution to their problem, and they want it like 2-minute Maggi noodles. They want quick fix. Oh, I want the problem to be solved. How many people know the difference between the mind and the intellect? Very few people understand that mind is not intellect. Many people think mind is king, but they don't realize the mind is the cause of suffering. Sometimes I like this analogy. God has given only the human being 2 legs. 2 legs. All other animals, he has given 4 legs. You know why God gave 2 legs? Because he wants our head to be on the top. He wants us first to think with our buddhi, then to use the heart, then to fill the stomach, and then the reproduction and the excretion organs, which are at the bottom. In animals, when they have 4 legs, all head, heart, brain, genitals come in the same line. Many of us become like animals. Many of us are no better because we are not using our head. Because we don't use our head, we are emotional. We are controlled by the mind, by our feelings. Many people tell me I have a bad mood. Mood. What is mood? Mood is emotion. Mood is feelings. Mood is thoughts. My dear friend, we have to go beyond being somebody who's walking on 4 legs. Therefore, I said in the song, I say, "Kya kya hoga? अगर मैं 4 पैरों के साथ जन्म लूंगा, तो फिर क्या होगा? ओ प्रभु, इतना तो करना कि मुझे 4 पैर मत देना, मुझे 2 पैर देना, कि मैं एटलीस्ट हाथ तो जोड़ सकूं." At least we know the meaning of how to fold hands. People don't even know that meaning. There was a song we don't sing very often, but it came up when we were talking about this session. It says, "Jag ye maya, इसमें जो डूबा है, दुखी वो होता है, भोग में जीता है, ओ मकसद नहीं पाता है, प्रभु एक सत्य, योग में जो है जीता, सत्य का चित्त है करता, आनंदा में जीता है, ओ प्रभु को वो पाता है." Jage Maya hai. To tell somebody this world is an illusion, they laugh. But now the Nobel Prize this year, the Nobel Prize has gone to 3 physicists who say The world is an illusion. Scientists, three scientific people, three scientists who are quantum physicians, quantum physicists, they have been given the Nobel Prize for quantum physics, quantum mechanics. And what is their discovery? This world is an illusion. And the scientific world is thinking, what a joke. What do you mean this world is an illusion? This is what the Upanishads said 5,000 years ago. Or whenever, I don't know whether 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I get very confused when you say the world is so many millions and billions of years ago. We have written history of barely for 2,000 years. And we talk about, so many millions and billions of years. It's not relevant. I mean, that day we spoke about how we must only stick to what is relevant. My dear friends, I know you all want to be happy, but don't chase pleasure. Pleasure is not happiness. Let us realize the simple thing. Pleasure is fleeting. It is momentary. It is not real happiness. You want that eternal bliss, which comes from liberation, which comes from enlightenment, which comes, those who have got the blessing of Satchit Anand. We spoke about it, I think, yesterday. Those who have got the blessings of the realization of the truth. The problem is, unless you experience it, you can't explain, right? How do you explain this? You have to experience it. How if I tell you, apne paas prabhu tu mujhko le lo, duniya ki maya se man mera bhar gaya hai, apne paas prabhu tu mujhko le lo, duniya ki maya se man mera bhar gaya hai. How many of you enjoy Bhakti Yoga? Huh? I call it Bhakti Yogananda. How many of you enjoy Dhyana Yogananda? How many of you enjoy Karma Yogananda? How many of you enjoy Jnana Yogananda? And then Prema Yogananda. How many of you enjoy this? They are running after money. What will money give you? So if you run after money, I tell people, खुशियों के पीछे भागता मैं, खुशी मैं हूं ना जानू ये, सब कुछ मिला फिर भी खुश ना हो, तमन्ना और कुछ मिल जाए, तेरे पास आऊं, इच्छाएं पूरी हो जाए, तुझसे जीने का हर मकसद पूरा हो अपने पास प्रभु तू मुझको. The bliss with the divine, when you are with the divine, the bliss is beyond comprehension. A lot of people think, success is happiness. I tell them, all successful people are not happy, but all happy people are successful. I tell them all successful people are not enlightened, but all enlightened people are successful. It's a simple thing, but do we understand? Do we understand the meaning, the purpose of life? My dear friends, most of humanity has no purpose. So don't be surprised. One day, ding dong, the bell rings and they cry. Look up at the sky. They ask why. And then they come back again. Again they live. Again they die. They don't find out who am I. They suffer on earth because they don't realize they are the soul. This is the goal, to realize that we are the divine soul. How many people understand the meaning of karma? Oh, the world follows. Today you tell people karma. Oh, beautiful. I asked one man, what is this karma? He said, I love the karma concept. I said, what is the karma concept? He said, I went to a restaurant and I was eating food. And in the restaurant, they told me when I went to pay the bill, they said, no bill. I said, why? He said, because somebody else has already paid the bill for you. This is karma restaurant. So if you want to pay now, you pay the bill for the next person. People make even karma into a drama. And they make even karma into a karma restaurant. And they think that, what is this karma? You understand the meaning of karma? Huh? Karmo se mukti pana, जीवन का मकसद है, जीवन का मकसद है. Not karmo se khana khana. not कर्मों से खाना खाना, मुफ्त में जीना है. No, that is the concept of the restaurant. The reality is कर्मों से मुक्ति पाना जीवन का मकसद है. जीवन का मकसद है मर के फिरना है जीना, लौटने से बचना है, लौटने से बचना है, ये जानना है. मुक्ति हमको है पाना, प्रभु से है एक हो जाना, यही तो जीने का मकसद है पाना. सोचो सोचो पेड़ उगे बीज के बल से, बीज मिले पेड़ से, पेड़ बीज दोनों कहां से कोई जाने ना. सोचो पेड़, the seed came from the tree and the tree came from the seed. But the seed came from the tree, but the tree came from the seed, and the seed came from the tree, and the tree came from the seed. So where did the seed come from? It came from the tree, but where did the tree come from? It came from the seed. But where did the seed come from? It came from the tree, but where did the tree come from? When people say, oh, chicken and egg story, then they come back, where chicken came from egg, where egg came from chicken, where chicken came from egg, but where egg came, no chicken. The ones who are realized, they know the answer. They know that everything is a manifestation of the divine. They don't ask questions like this. My dear friends, we need to be grateful. We need to be grateful to realize that life has a purpose. We are on this call. We should be grateful. We should be great. I am grateful. I come on this call every day. I fold my hands before coming on this call. I say, thank you, Sip. Thank you for making us come onto this call. We must be grateful to Sip. But how are you going to be grateful to SIP? So before I end this session, I'm asking you, if you want to be grateful to SIP, help others to start the trip. If you want to be grateful to SIP that you're on this ship, then help others to start this trip. Because there are many people who are lost. My dear friends, there are millions and billions of people who are lost. You are not. You are not lost. It's your duty to help people find a way. Just like you can give a hungry person a chapati, that is not as important. But people who are hungry for the purpose of life, show them the way. Show them the way, because that is very, very important. If we don't understand this, then we are going to be on this trip, but we will get nowhere. It's very, very important. So my dear friends, what I'm telling you today on this call is make a commitment to help people find the purpose of life. Make this commitment today. Make this commitment. You know, Ashok Maheshwari was on this call as a special guest after so many months. So you know what he has done? I don't know whether you know or not. He has, I'm telling you today, he has bought lakhs worth of books. Lakhs worth of books from AiR. Not thousands, lakhs. I don't know how many lakhs, how many thousands of books he has bought and he has distributed. This is Karma Yoga. So Ashok Maheshwari is doing it as Nishkam Karma. He teaches nothing. Whoever he meets, he gives one book. He says this book is on karma. And I know that he has done it or somebody. There's another chairman of a new company. I think it's called Geo Life. I don't know who's the man. I don't know who the man is, but he's also from Bombay. Maybe Ashok has given him a book. I don't know. This man called Geo Life. He's a chairman of a company called Geo Life. He has bought 1,000 books. He has bought 1,000 books, same like Ashok, on karma, and distributing the books in English, in Hindi. But Ashok Maheshwari has been doing it from 2 years. And this is what is Karma Yoga. This is the way to attain moksha, to do selflessly. So I'm asking you nothing. I'm not asking you to, I'm willing to give you books if you want to give to people, but I am saying you try to get people on this trip. Try to help people realize the purpose of life. Don't just be selfish. I told you, if you are on this journey and you help other people on this journey, it helps you in your liberation. It helps you because that's being a true karma yogi. So I'm looking for you from today onwards to really find people. I know that day we found Samatma. Samatma had one girl, Tina. She had, I remember, Vinita. I remember these two names who came forward and said, we want to thank Samatma because Samatma brought us to the call. That is Chidanand said, Budrani, who we call Buddh, he brought us to the call. So my dear friends, I'm saying we must work. In fact, I have decided to make this next week's topic. How will you help people start a quest? There are millions of people, lakhs of people who have no idea, who don't have an idea that life has a purpose. They have no clue. They have no clue at all. So how are you going to help such people? How are you going to help people find a purpose? How to start a quest to discover the purpose of life? So this is going to be our next week's topic, because I want to sincerely help you to do it. But today I will end this session for you and your purpose. You know, I realized in every book of mine, you know what I write? I started with nothing. I started with nothing, became something, achieved everything. I started with nothing, became something, achieved everything, only to realize we are nothing. We are nothing. Huh? मैं क्या हूं कुछ भी नहीं, सब कुछ तुम ही हो प्रभु, तुम बिन मैं क्या कुछ भी ना. My dear friends, if you really want to get the grace of ship, help people start the trip. Help people climb the ship, which will take them on the voyage of liberation. We are nothing. Ship is everything. Do people realize? People are blindly believing in God. How will we make them realize the truth? How will we make them overcome the lies that God lives in the skies? How will we live as a divine instrument? How will you be a yantra? How will you be able to attain Shivoham? By helping people trapped in this body-mind complex. You know, this can become your purpose. What is my purpose? You know what is my purpose? What do I seek to do every day? Nothing else. Every day from morning to night, I have only one purpose, one mission, to help people realize the truth. And today I'm asking you to make it your purpose. I'm asking you, help people understand the meaning of, you know, today I sent a message. Somebody told me good morning. So how do I reply when anybody tells me good morning? How do I reply? I reply, sip. And the person said, pardon my ignorance. What is the meaning of sip? And so I explained. I have a video. I think many of you have that video. Either you make your own video or you forward that video, or I'll send you the video. What is sip? Everybody is sip. Every individual is sip. My dear friends, next week, let us discuss this. How to help people start a quest. How to help people discover the purpose of life. Come prepared. Next week, come prepared. I'm going to ask you, how are you going to do it? But today you can ask me questions on the purpose of life, because you all have a purpose. Otherwise, I will ask you, what's your purpose? If you don't ask me a question, next I will ask you the question, right? What is the purpose of your life? Don't tell me, just like you, I'm having chai. Having chai is not a problem. You must have. I'm not saying you should not have, but don't forget the purpose. The purpose is not chai. Don't think the purpose is chai. When I was 16 years old, that was the purpose of my life before I started. Every day, I would go to my friend's house and he would make chai. And then I would walk with him because he would go and see if his girlfriend is coming or not. And I would walk with him to see if his girlfriend is there. And every day, next day again, chai and girlfriend. Next day again, chai and girlfriend. Next day again, till I realized, what am I doing? This is not what I should be doing. And so then I started working. So my dear friends, administrator, let's get back. Let me not. If I tell you stories, no, I can tell you stories to last you till midnight. So I will stop my storytelling and we will get to the question and answer session. What is the purpose? And then forward. Administrator. Yes, please, let us start. Who would like to go? We have Ramesh Nathuji. Ramesh Nathuji, you have put your hand up. You want to ask a question, Ramesh Nathuji? Or by mistake, his hand has gone up, or he has put his hand up. I don't know. Ramesh Nathuji Bondre. I don't. Okay, now his camera has gone off. Okay, maybe by mistake. So who would like to go, and who's the champion? Please, advisor, put his hand down so that others can come forward. Yes, who would like to go forward in this Q&A? Any question? You can ask me any question. A and Y. And don't say you have no questions. Rekha Chaudhary. Yes. Rekha Parwani. Rekha, Chaudhary, bolo Rekha.
AiR, आपने बोला कि you gave up all the clothes, shoes
Then
and
it
all.
comes without a connection, then we can't hear a question.
Now you're able to hear me?
Little bit. Speak loudly, please. Rekha Parwani.
Shivam AiR.
Shivam.
When you sat yesterday for 4 hours,
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah.
How did you manage did you get any thoughts?
I did not permit thoughts. Thoughts were coming. Thoughts were coming one by one when they were coming, but there was no mind.
Hmm.
Can you explain to me when I tell you there were thoughts but no mind? What does it mean? Can you tell me?
You didn't allow it.
That means one by one thought would come to me, but I was not bombarded with thoughts. Normally what happens, we get bombarded with thoughts. We lose our consciousness. We lose our peace. We start living with fear, worry, stress, anxiety, depression. All this comes in, attachment, all this comes with thoughts. So when you still the mind, I did not permit the mind to come alive for 4 hours. And it continued today also. Today for many hours. Today again 4 hours in the morning I was still. But doing my work, continued to doing my work. So anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to know this.
So you have to stop the thought, because thoughts tend to bombard us. We should not let that happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Bliko.
Shivam,
Shivam, Bliko.
So one thing I like most for today's session, that, like you said, people don't know what is the purpose of life. Even I asked 2-3 people whenever I get chance, I purposefully, indirectly ask the question, "Oh, what are you gonna do after this? Work, job, money, this, that." So no, we have to enjoy. Some people will say, no, we have to enjoy the life. I say, okay, enjoy the life, right? That is the purpose. Then how you will enjoy? Then you'll say, okay, we have to go here and there, this and that, money, and spend money and go to this hotel, this, that. I said, that's okay. That's one trip. You finish the trip and come back. You spend some money. Now what? Where is their enjoyment and happiness? What is that? What you can do? So, I was speaking to the person whom I know. He said, okay, then you tell me. I said, I gave you one book to read. 3 Peaks of Happiness. Have you read? I think you have never read it, right? He said, yeah. That is the way. That is the reason you are asking me this question. Otherwise, you will have not asked me this question, because it is well defined, well explained in that what is happiness. What you are talking is just a sense happiness. The sense pleasure is momentary, and no matter how much money you spend, going all over the world, going to all 5-star hotel, and spend all your money, but you will not get the peace which is permanent. And for that you have to read this book. So I normally, when I give them, and then I check with them also. So people, he said, no, I don't get time. I said, why you don't get time? Also, I will tell you. Because you are thinking you are doing some important work, and you are postponing this type of quest, which is going to give you some light. But you think that what is important is not all this what you are doing. So people don't know where to go. And you are right, because I need some more guidance to direct them towards this type of thought. which is very important.
So
Otherwise,
Brico, your challenge is not completed. Your challenge is good. You have started, but unless you help somebody to start the quest, your effort is not full. No.
yeah.
So you have
Very good,
to
Ahmad.
you have to help them start the quest. If you that man, go back to that man and tell him there is a way to eternal happiness. Push him, help him. Otherwise, what happens is, I told you, Ashok Maheshwari gave some thousands of books out. People who are reading the book, okay, some of them will be interested. All will not be. Some of them will be interested. But I mean, giving book is good, but talking to people, helping them start a quest, that is the greatest service. Helping them start this journey of spirituality, that is the greatest service. I try to do it every day. I try every single day. I try to tell people. I try to catch them. I ask them, when is your birthday? Then I tell them the day is fake. Then they say how. Then I explain to them they were born 9 months before. I explain to them they are the soul, spark of unique life. I explain the concept of death. I try my best to explain to people. I'm telling you, very difficult. I'm not telling you it's very easy. Out of 10 people you talk to, maybe one will understand. Don't think that you are lucky. You are on this call. You are running on this race. You are lucky. But don't think that anybody you speak to, oh, just one talk and they will come on the call. No. So it's a challenge. So continue trying, Brico. Yogini.
Shivomer.
Sure.
After coming on this spiritual path, even now I keep asking myself, Nanyar, who am I? What is the purpose? Because sailing, I'm still sailing on the two boats. So it is difficult for me to jump this side.
But why?
Though I am
but
there,
why,
though I am on this path.
why are you sailing on two boats and why you are still not understanding Nanyar? Why?
Maybe I am not overcoming the desires of this world. I'm slipping down.
But don't you realize that these desires will not quench your thirst? These desires will never quench your thirst. They will only make you burst. You don't realize that?
I realize that. But again, after some time, it just pops up and I run towards it.
Do you know what is the problem?
This is very dangerous. I know it is not the right thing to do, but yet I am doing.
But do you know why? Do you know why? This is what is called realization. You know everything you know. You know more than many people in this world. You know everything, but you don't realize it. This realization, when you realize it, then you don't have to memorize it. You don't have to analyze it. Realization is very important. And for realization, you have to work hard. When you realize, Yogini, when you realize that what I'm seeking is not the real pleasure of life, it's not going to take me anywhere. When you realize I'm sailing on two boats, means I'll never reach a destination. When you realize this, then you'll get off one boat because you will not reach any destination. When you're on two boats, means one day you're going 10 kilometers east, next day you're going 10 kilometers west. Again, next day you're going 10 kilometers east, then next day you're going 10 kilometers west. Again, next day you're going 10 kilometers east, one day you'll die. And you'll be in the same place. So it is realization. It is realization to take you forward on this journey. And I'm telling you, Yogini, this needs a lot of effort. What you need is not enough. So I tell people, if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. I'm telling you, if you keep doing what you're doing, what is this white rumal for? What is that white handkerchief for? That white handkerchief is not just a reminder. It is a pusher. It has to push you. When I come, for example, to Kashmir, I was telling you all, when I meet somebody, फिर क्या हुआ तुम नहीं आए हम घूमने गए थे इधर गए थे गोंडोला में गए थे उधर गए थे मैं बहुत घूम लिया जिंदगी में बहुत घूम लिया घूम के पूरा घूम लिया मैं. So the point is that people are not stopped. I know people who are 75 years old, And then he sends me a beautiful, funny joke on whiskey. Then he sends me one vulgar sexual joke. 75-year-old man. But then there's all, there's nothing. The mind is only filled with something. No, the mind is filled with junk. So then, are they really happy? The question, if that is okay, if they can really get eternal happiness, do we know such people, will they be eternally happy? They can't be. They can't be. The reality of life is in front of us. It's staring at our face. So Komal, you need a little bit more push. You need to find out what is holding you back. You need to get unstuck. And it's very important what you're saying today in the call. You're speaking in the call is very, very important. But you need to push a little bit more. I need you to find out what is holding you back. That is very important. Don't let this life escape you. No. Don't let it escape you. You know, it is unfortunate. 99% of the people in this world don't know what we are talking about. 99%. You know what it means? You know, 99% don't understand the subject. This is a joke. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Swati?
Hi, AiR.
Hi.
So, as you always say, the purpose of the first step to know the purpose of the life is to know that we have a purpose of life. Then to find out what is the thing. So once we already know that we have a purpose, that stage is already done. Then how to go to the next stage on what exactly is the purpose of life?
So good. So when you know the purpose of life, you must know the right purpose of life.
Right.
If you think the purpose of life is just every day, I used to go to a person who used to teach me singing. Once upon a time, I used to learn, not teach me, but I used to go to learn singing. The purpose of that man's life was every day to have 3 pegs of rum. And for him, that was the purpose. Every day night, 3 pegs of rum. After the 3 pegs of rum, he would sing like a nightingale. He would sing like anything. And then I realized he didn't know the purpose of. So the purpose of life is to find the right purpose of life. Point number 1. Then, when you know the purpose of life is what? The purpose of life is realization, is liberation, is unification. When you know that's the purpose, then you start walking that purpose. You start moving in that direction. You don't just say, oh, I know the purpose of it. सब मालूम है. डॉक्टर बोलता है तुम्हारे पास कोल्ड है? हाँ डॉक्टर कोल्ड है. पता है क्या करना है? हाँ डॉक्टर पता है क्या करना है. डेली 3 बार स्टीमिंग लेना है. हाँ स्टीमिंग लेना है. करेक्ट डॉक्टर बोलता है. और हॉट वाटर गार्गलिंग करना है. करेक्ट डॉक्टर बोलता है. फिर डॉक्टर 2 दिन के बाद मिलता है, ठीक हो गया? नहीं डॉक्टर ठीक नहीं. क्यों? तुम बोला सब मालूम है. स्टीमिंग, हॉट वाटर गार्गलिंग कितना बार किया? नहीं वो नहीं किया डॉक्टर, वो नहीं किया. स्टीमिंग नहीं किया, hot water gargling nahi kiya. Then, Swati, if you know the purpose but you don't walk in the direction, what's the use?
Okay, of course, there's no use. Yeah. So then how do you start to walk towards that purpose?
Start. When you start, then you will find the way. See, the problem is most people, they don't start. Start means is when you sit down and anything in life. Suppose you want to learn French. You have to start. You keep on thinking, I want to learn French. One man told me, for the last 14 years, I've been trying to learn French. I said, wow, you've been trying to learn French from 14 years. I said, where have you reached? He said, I'm just trying to find a book. I'm just trying to find a book, English to French. I'm trying from 14 years. From 14 years, he's trying to find a book, how to learn French in 30 days. There are, how many books are there like that in the available? From 14 years he's trying. That's Swati. We must not be like that. We must not say that we are trying from 14 years. What are you trying, man? The word triumph is made up of 2 words. Try and umph. You must try till you get the triumph. That push is required. So, for example, you can start by reading a book. You can start by talking to a spiritual mentor. You can start by writing the purpose of your life. You can start by asking questions on a Zoom session like this. So the purpose of life is very simple. The purpose of life is to find the right purpose and then take 1 step forward every day in the direction. Every day, if you take a step forward, you will reach the destination. But if you go round and round,
then we'll go round and round only.
like that guy in the morning, he got up and he said, for 1 hour, I was riding my scooter. I wanted to reach, but I didn't reach. I said, why you didn't reach? He said, I forgot to take out the scooter from the stand. The scooter was on the stand only. For 1 hour, he was riding the scooter because he had a hangover in the night. So his scooter was on the stand and he kept on riding. After 1 hour, he was in his house only. The scooter had not got off the stand. Okay. Next, anybody else? There should be many people who want to move forward in the purpose of life. Or you should have already achieved the purpose of life. How many of you have achieved your purpose of life? How many of you are stuck in the purpose of life? How many of you are going round and round? How many of you have got something blocking you? Silence is very good, but not in a Zoom call. Yoga Narasimhan. Yoga Narasimhan.
Hello, Shivam.
Shivam Yoga, bolo. Welcome back.
In this call, we constantly hear that you should not have any desires and all that. But I'm in between this house dispute with my ancestral property, house dispute. So how do you think I have to go about it here? Like, if I fight for it, it's like going into samsara. And if I don't fight for it, I lose my share.
So let me tell you, first of all, I did not say that you should not have desires. I never say you should not have desires. I say you should not be a slave to your desires. There's a lot of difference. Every human being, for example, you may have a desire for God. You may have a desire to do good. Now, coming back to your specific problem, I'm asking you a question. If you get this ancestral property, Yoga,
yes, sir.
Will you carry it on your head and take it with you when you die?
No, I can't carry it. But the thing is, my position is like...
No, wait. Did you bring this ancestral property with you when you came?
No, sir.
So what I'm telling you, be detached from the property. Be detached from the property and fight for it. Fight for it like you play a game. When you play a game, you don't worry about winning or losing the game. You play the game in the best way you can. Don't let it rob your peace of mind. Already I can see it's robbing your peace. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
It has already defeated you. This dispute has already defeated you, Yoga Narasimhan.
Yeah.
So
but I don't have a house to live. So this is my only dwelling place.
So where are you living
and
now? So where are you living now?
In Bangalore, Vasanagar.
Right, but you have a shelter over your head, na?
Yeah, this is the property I'm living in also here. Like, if I don't fight the case, I'll be evicted out of the property.
So who's asking you not to fight the case? No, who's asking you not to fight the case? Is anybody advising that?
You told like we should not have any desires.
No, I'm not saying. I'm repeating. No, I'm repeating. Don't fight the case passionately. Do it dispassionately. Fight the case with faith in the divine. Fight the case with a prayerful attitude. So you have to learn to fight it without actually fighting it.
Okay.
Are you going to the court to fight, or the lawyer is going?
First I was representing myself. Like many people are against me, so they bought my lawyer also. So I used to represent myself as party in person, and that's what had gotten me so involved that it's stealing my peace of mind. Now I'm like thinking of keeping a lawyer.
Of course, you have to keep a lawyer because you can afford to keep a lawyer, or you can't afford to keep a lawyer.
Previously I was not affording to keep. Now I'm like planning to go along with my brother, who's also in the case, and then jointly keep a lawyer, something like that.
Whatever you do, I'm telling you one thing. If you fight the case peacefully, you can win. If you fight the case with stress, you cannot win the case. case.
Okay.
Because if you want your intellect to make the right choices, you need to be free of stress. See, remember one thing, there are only two options. Either you will win the case or you lose the case. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Be ready for both.
Okay.
Be ready for both and say, Lord, you pray and say, Lord, I'll fight, I'll do my best. There's a formula called ABC. You know the formula of ABC? Because you've not been attending this call regularly. You know ABC?
Accept without surrender.
Accept
Do
without
your
protest.
best.
Accept
Accept
without
without-
protest.
Accept without protest. Do your best. Surrender and
and-
consciousness.
Correct, correct. Follow this. Follow the ABC method. I'm not telling you it is easy, but this is the way to have peace of mind. Don't lose your peace, because peace is priceless. See, your property you may win or you may not lose, may win or you may lose, but peace you don't lose. Please have your peace of mind and tell yourself that ultimately the property, I have to leave it here and go.
Yeah.
So actually what you're only fighting is for to be able to pay a rent in case worst case scenario you lose. You should be able to rent a house and stay till you are alive. So don't make it look like you can't do that.
Yeah, correct.
And don't lose your peace. I'm not saying don't fight the case. Fight the case in righteousness. Fight the case in righteousness, but be peaceful.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Atmadre.
Yes, Shivam, sir.
Shiva Atmadre.
Sir, I have realized the purpose of my life, and I'm
Yes.
going towards it.
Yeah.
Daily, as a karma yoga, I am doing explains the peoples that we are not BME, we are Supreme Immortal Power. In my senior citizens group, I'm explaining them. They understand and they feel very good. But they are not so educated. I have to tell them in Marathi language, and they.
How many people you convinced to take this journey?
15 people. Group of
They are
15
already
people.
following. They are following this journey.
Yes. All they are spiritual peoples, and they are following.
That is very good.
Uh-huh.
If you're doing that, do more and more and more. That is the best yoga. That is the best karma yoga you can do.
Yes, sure, definitely, sir. Yeah, they likes your teachings. I'm explaining them. Your teachings, and
I
they.
am not giving any teachings. I have no teachings.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
only sharing. I'm only sharing some truth with you. Right? And the truth, if you want to learn it, you have to learn it. But see, the problem is,
Yeah.
we are not here to teach anybody. We are here to share.
Okay.
We are here to share.
Yes, sir.
And the interested person will pick it up.
Yes, sir.
Correct. You can't teach somebody enlightenment. Can I teach you enlightenment?
No. We can explain only.
Yeah. I have to explain in the best possible way. I try to explain in the best possible way how to be enlightened. What is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to realize that we have to go. To realize this is just a show.
Our group is very vigorous, sir. Yeah, you please give training to explain the group how to explain the AiR philosophy to the peoples. Then our group will be expand. I think so.
What you're saying? What we should do?
Our group should be write down answers, frequently asked questions by people.
Okay,
some
good.
people
So
write down.
So it's very good. We should continue doing this, and I understand your sincerity in trying to do it. But remember this: as many people as we can push on this journey,
Correct.
so many people we save from this chakkar. This chakkar of death and rebirth and death and rebirth and death and rebirth. Because majority of people I meet, more than 90% of the people I meet, they don't have an idea. They don't have a clue. They don't have even 1% idea of what we are talking about.
Correct. How they knows about only religions, not the spirituality.
Yeah, but religion will not take you anywhere.
Correct.
Religion will only make you pray and be a good human being. But religion will not
That's
give
we
you
have
God.
to. That's why we have to take a leadership or initiative to explain them about the spirituality.
Unfortunately, you should come bring all those 15 people on the Zoom call. In one call, you must be with all of them. And then we will talk to them and we will see how we can see how much influence you have done. So try to make them all come for one Zoom call in one room, and we will. I don't know if they will understand English or Hindi, but probably Hindi they will understand.
Yeah, Hindi they are understand. They can understand Hindi.
So try to bring them on one Zoom call.
I will try to. I will tell them.
Good. Anybody else before we end this call? We have just got 2-3 minutes before we can wind up this call. Anybody? Administrator, we have got a lot of people who have typed comments. Would you like to read some of the typed comments? I found 1 or 2 new people who typed many comments.
Hello. The comments are very long.
But one Bikash.
Hello.
One Bikash.
Hello.
Yes, Ashok Maheshwari.
Sir, every person in my journey of life has expressed immense admiration for all your books and audio videos. They're all going towards moksha. Everybody from diverse ways of life I meet, and tomorrow also some people are coming in the evening. I'm going to give them a book. I thank you, AiR. You are a very God-gifted person I met in my life. Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You are a good karma yogi, my dear Ashok Shivoham.
Thank you.
You are a real karma yogi, and your service. Today I got the opportunity to express what you have been doing for so many years. Not in just one day. Ashok has been doing this for more than, I think,
Honorable AiR, Honorable AiR, God has made me nirvan. I have no desire left in life excepting doing good karma and charity and giving away. It is all His, not mine. And I found you the finest man in my life, and the same thing of Almighty I see in you. Nirvan moksha. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok. I look forward to you coming on at least Fridays, if not on a regular basis. Ashok has got only one. When I met him a couple of years back. Ashok Maheshwari says only one thing. I don't want anything. I want moksha. I want nirvana. I want to be one with Krishna.
I was very fortunate to meet you in Bangalore with my wife. And 1 hour you were so loving to me. And I saw the whole temple again. I never forget you. And my wife never forget you. Thank you, AiR. Thank you.
So there are some people, Ashok expresses his emotions, my dear friends. There are some people, Ashok, I don't know whether you know the story or not. Since I have 2 minutes, let me tell you all the story. Ashok was in Jaipur airport and he bought a book on A to Z of Karma. And he bought this book of A to Z of Karma along with 4 or 5 books. And then he paid the money and he went back to Bombay. When he reached Bombay, he found that A to Z Karma book is not there. But luckily he had the bill. So he called that fellow. And said, hey, hello man, I paid money for A to Z Karma. Some author, some new fellow is there. AiR, I don't know who's this fellow, but he has written some book A to Z Karma. Where is this fellow's book? So that man said, I'm sorry, sir, you're right. I forgotten to pack your book. I'll send you the book. Then he got the book from Jaipur because he called. See, if he had not called Jaipur for the book, then he would have never got my book. Then he got my book. Then he called our office. He insisted to speak to me. Then he called me. He made me come to Bombay. I went to Bombay. I met him. And he made his wife is an expert with Gujarati khana. She made me eat dhoklas and pani puri and all those things, which is off the subject. But the point is, he has talked to Pushpa, our chief administrator, and every week he's taking books and taking books and trying to help people realize. I mean, what can be a greater karma yoga? Because anything else you do cannot help people realize God. We want people to realize God. That's why I have tried to, I try to give people one free book at least. I try to give them one free book. Why one free book? Like Ashok gives, no? When I meet somebody, we take their mobile number and give them one free book. In the last 2 months, we distributed 30,000 books. We distributed 30,000 to 30,000 people. To 30,000 people. Maybe maybe 35,000 people. And this is what I'm saying. Even if any of you can find a way to, but you must not throw the books away, which means that we must, like Ashok, he gives one book to a person who's really interested. It's not that he buys books and then he flings the money is wasted. No. So we have to find a way to help people to move forward on this journey. And at that time, I had written only 5 or 10 books. Now we have finished 62 books. We have finished, and I have not written a single book. When I look at the book, I say SIP has written 62 books. I have just been a postman. I get the message. I give it to AiR. She writes the book and she edits and she prints along with Pushpa. So the people writing the book is actually Pushpa and AiR. I don't do it. I am just, I do nothing. And then people could put my name as author. I don't know anything. Whatever SIP speaks, I speak to you all. But one thing I know, that I want to help people to realize this truth. And this is something we all must work on. We are lucky. We are lucky we are in this call. What about the 99% plus people who are not on this call? What about the 99% plus people who are eating some garbage, who are trying to make some money, who are eating some food, who are running to a movie, who are running to a theater, a PVR, a mall, a hotel, a restaurant, a bar? What about the 99% of the people who don't know what is purpose of life, how to do, what to do, when to do? They will just live and they will die. And they will not understand the simple question, who am I? So my dear friends, that is the focus. Thank you, Ashok, for sharing your lovely comments. But my point to all of you is that this journey is a journey. We have to move forward. Some people, they think life is the destination. Some people are trying to add, what I say, some people are trying to add years to their life. Some people are trying to add years to their life. And other people are trying to add life to their years. But what I wish all of you is not to do both. Don't try to add years to your life. Don't try to add life to your years. Coming on this call, I want you to add light to your years. Make your life bright. Become a beacon of light. Become a beacon. I tell people the biggest achievement of life is this. Can you become a light? And can you eradicate darkness in people's lives? This is the greatest achievement. You yourself become a Krishna. What is Krishna? Krishna took away the ignorance of Arjuna. You can become Krishna. You can become the Lord. You are the Lord. You are SIP. But don't slip. Don't slip. Realize you are SIP. You are the supreme immortal power. And I told you, it's very important for you not only to listen. Friday, of course, a listening session, but every day ask questions. Every day ask questions. And today's challenge, I'm telling you, next Friday, we are going to try together to help people start a quest. So I'm hoping all of you will work this week and help people to start this journey of enlightenment, start the journey of nirvana, of moksha. And this will be your greatest contribution in life. With that note, I fold my hands and see you tomorrow at 8.